Hey moms, when was the last time you made your child feel truly seen? This week we're leaning into those small, meaningful moments that remind our kids they matter and deeply. It's also a special week in my house because my son Jacob celebrated his birthday on May 23rd. Happy birthday, Jacob. As a mom of four, I know how easy it is to focus on what needs fixing or doing, but sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is pause and notice the good, the growth, and the gift of who they are. Whether your child is young or grown, these 7 days are about intentional connection and speaking life into their hearts. Hi, I'm Rosie Perez, author of A Year of Love, 365 Days of Faith and Inspiration for Mothers. Every single week, I share simple, faith-filled ways to connect with your child and nurture love at every stage of motherhood. Visit my website for daily entries, free resources, and join our virtual mom group for encouragement and prayer. Now let's dive into this week's Steps of Love. Day 141, teach them about gratitude. Gratitude is the foundation of joy. Sit down with your child and talk about what it means to be thankful, not just for big things, but small, everyday blessings. For both ages, ask them, what are 3 things you're thankful for today? Then share your own list. You'll be surprised how simple exchange open hearts and shifts perspectives. Even little ones can grasp the joy of being grateful when you lead by example. Day 142, send them a loving message. Whether they're 5 or 25, your words carry weight more than we sometimes realize. For little ones, leave a heart-shaped note in their lunchbox or draw a smiley face on the bathroom mirror. A simple "I love being your mommy" can anchor their day in love. For older kids or young adults, don't be afraid to mix up how you communicate. I sometimes leave loving messages like voice memos, send surprise texts, and sometimes even record short videos just to say, "I miss you, I'm praying for you, you're doing amazing." As our children grow and leave the home, they still need to feel held. A midday check-in or a just because message is a gentle way to say, even if we're apart, you're always in my heart. Day 143, plan a surprise treat. Love can taste a little sweet sometimes. For younger kids, get in the kitchen together and bake cookies, cupcakes, or even a boxed cake mix. Super simple. Let them help pick out the ingredients at the store. It turns a simple treat into a joyful memory. For older kids, surprise them with their favorite drink or snack. I have 4 young adults, trust me. Their preferences are as different as their personalities. From spicy Takis to sweet donuts, it's not just about treat. It's the unexpected joy of being thought of and loved in the middle of an ordinary day. Day 144, celebrate small wins. Sometimes it's not the big milestones, but the quiet victories that show the most growth. Maybe they didn't lose their temper, even though they usually would. Maybe they opened up when it would have been easier to shut down. Maybe they cleaned their space without being asked, or they got out of their bed on a hard day. It's not just about praising the outcome. It's about recognizing the effort, the growth, and the heart behind it. Those are the wins that shape character. Day 145, ask about their favorite memory. Let this day be about listening. Ask, what's one memory that makes you smile? And then let them talk. Don't interrupt them, correct, or analyze anything. Just listen. You may be surprised by what they share. For young children, it might be a trip to the zoo or a silly moment at bedtime. For teens or young adults, it could be something you didn't even realize mattered, like the time you let them skip chores to rest or stayed up late just to talk when they couldn't sleep. Later, reflect back. I love that you shared that with me. I'll always remember it too. These conversations don't just bring back joy, they strengthen your bond. And when our children feel safe to share the memories that shape them, we also learn how to create more of the memories that matter the most. Day 146, celebrate their uniqueness. Every child is born with something special, something God placed in them on purpose. And as mothers, we have the sacred role of noticing it, naming it, and nurturing it. When my kids were growing up, I knew early on that I couldn't raise them all the same. George had a gift for numbers. Math came easily to him. Gabby expressed herself through fashion and creativity. Jacob had a heart of generosity. I still remember him insisting I tip the waitress more than the meal costs. And Jason, he was the life of the house, always keeping our spirits up with his playful, joyful energy. So rather than comparing them, I celebrated what made each of them shine. And I gently taught them to admire those differences in one another too. For younger children, it may sound like, I love how curious you are. You're always asking big, thoughtful questions. For older kids or young adults, you might say something like, You have this incredible ability to bring people together with your kindness and humor. That's a rare and beautiful gift. Don't ever lose it. But I also know some moms may be going through a harder season. Maybe you're struggling to connect with your child, or it's been a tough week or a couple of weeks. If that's you, here are a few gentle questions to help guide your heart back to theirs. If your child is younger, ask yourself what makes them light up or get excited, even just a little. When do they show curiosity or imagination, even if it's messy or loud at the house? Is there a moment this week when they surprised you in a good way? Maybe they helped a sibling, ask a deep question, or showed kindness. You might say something like, I've noticed how much you love figuring things out. Your brain is amazing. You're so creative, even when it feels like chaos to me. I love that about you. So if your child is younger or older, ask yourself, what do others often say about them that you might take for granted? This is so important. When do they show compassion or responsibility in quiet times or in quiet ways? If you could brag about one thing they've done, big or small, what would it be? You might say, I don't always say it, but I admire the way you keep pushing through even when things are hard. You don't always let people see it, but you care deeply, and that matters more than you know. These affirmations do more than just build confidence. They remind our children they are seen, valued, and loved. Not for what they do, but for who they are. Let this be the day you speak life over your child's unique spark. It may be just what they need to hear. Day 147. Share a prayer of thanks. So whether your child is still little or already grown, taking a moment to pray with them can be one of the most meaningful gifts you give. Offer a prayer that thanks God for something specific, who they are, how far they've come, or a moment you share this week. Let them hear your heart. This doesn't have to be long or formal or anything like that. It just needs to be real. It needs to come from within. Because when your child hears you thank God for them, it speaks volumes. It reminds them that they are not only deeply loved, but divinely treasured. Moms, I'm praying for you as you pour love into your children. Every small act, every hug, every word of encouragement, every moment of patience is seen by God, and it matters. Your love is shaping their hearts in ways you may not even realize. Keep going. You are making a difference, one intentional act of love at a time. Let me know in the comments which action spoke to you this week. I love to hear your story. And if you'd like to share your motherhood journey with me, I'd be honored to feature you on my Real Mom Talks. I'm cheering you on every step of the way. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a weekly video, and join our virtual mom group for prayer, support, and community. See you next week, friends.